You're sitting on the bench at the station platform, your bag beside you. It is late enough that the daytime crowd is gone, and early enough that the night is not yet full. A few other passengers drift quietly along the platform, none of them in a hurry. Above you, the station clock ticks through the last minutes. You can hear it even though you are not looking at it. Then, from somewhere beyond the far end of the platform, you hear the first sound. A low rumble. It's felt more than it's heard. The kind of sound that travels through the ground before it travels through the air. You feel it in your feet before you hear it in your ears. The platform begins to vibrate faintly, the way a house does when a truck goes by on the street. The locomotive appears first. A modern diesel engine, dark and solid, its headlight glowing warm and steady against the night. It's a clean machine, efficient looking, built for the work of pulling many tons of passengers through the dark. Behind it come the passenger cars. Stainless steel, smooth and gleaming even in the station light. They're the kind of cars you see across America. The long-distance trains, the ones that have been carrying people across the continent for decades. The steel has a particular sheen to it, a silver gray that seems to hold light even when there is none. The cars roll past slowly, quietly, each one passing with a soft rush of air. And you can read the name on the side of the cars in clean letters. The train stops. There's no screech of the brakes. It simply arrives, easy and sure, as if it knew exactly where it was going all along. The doors open along the length of the platform. You stand, pick up your bag, and you step on. The interior of the car is warm. Not hot, just warm in the way a well-kept building is warm. The floors are clean, a dark that has absorbed years of footsteps but holds them quietly, without complaint. Overhead there are racks for your bags, and above those, small windows that show the platform one last time. The conductor stands at the entrance to the car, checking tickets. He's not rushed, and he knows every passenger has the time. When you hand him your ticket, he looks at it, nods, and tells you which compartment is yours. He says the number clearly, and then he says something about the diner being open for one more hour. And that is the last thing anyone says to you for a while. Your compartment is at the far end of the car. When you slide the door open, it feels like opening a small room in a small house, private and self-contained. The seat converts into a bed, and someone has already made it up with clean white sheets, a fluffy pillow, and a wool blanket folded at the foot. There's a reading light above the seat, and another above the bed, a small shelf, and a window with a shade. You sit down. The seat cushion has a particular give to it, the kind that comes from years of passengers sitting in exactly this spot. all of them looking out the same window, watching the same platform begin to slide away. The platform announcement comes, quiet and unhurried. You can slightly hear it through the window. It's a voice that sounds like it has done this announcement 10,000 times and stopped thinking about it years ago. The train will depart in a few minutes. There is no urgency in the words. Outside the window, a station worker in an orange vest is walking along the platform with a flashlight, checking the doors. He passes your window and is gone. The platform is empty now, except for the people who are staying, the family seeing someone off, the man with a newspaper that he will not read. Then the train begins to move, with a slow lean into itself, the couplings tightening one car at a time down the length of the train. You feel it start, then you feel it settle, and then you realize the platform is sliding sideways past your window and you are already leaving. The platform lights break apart first into individual points, then to a blur, then are gone entirely. What replaces them is the dark of the rail yard, which lasts only a moment before the train picks up speed and the world outside becomes the dark of open country. The rhythm of the train comes through the floor and up through the seat. A steady rocking left and right, like the motion of something that knows exactly where it's going and yet sees no reason to hurry. The wheels find their pattern over the joints in the rail, and the pattern becomes a kind of language. After a while, you stop hearing it as sound and start feeling it as time. The diesel engine hums at the front of the train, low and steady, a sound that does not vary no matter how fast or how slow you are going. It is the sound of work being done, the quiet work of moving many tons of steel and people through the night. And it's reassuring to hear because it means everything is running exactly as it should. Your phone has not had a signal for a while now. You're between cities, between stops, in the stretch where the train is simply traveling and there is nothing to do but let it travel. In your compartment, the reading light makes a small, warm circle. The rest of the space falls into shadow. The overhead shelf holds your bag, which you did not unpack, and inside the bag there are things you need during the day, but you do not need them tonight. You pull the wool blanket up, and the texture of it is rough and real against your forearms. It smells faintly of laundry soap and old fabric and something else. Something you cannot name. That might be the accumulated weight of all the other nights that it has covered. The train slows and then comes to a stop. There's no station here, or at least none that announces itself with light. You sit up and look out through the window. A small platform, lower lights, a sign that you can't quite read. The train is waiting for another train to pass on the adjacent track. And then you feel the train rock slightly more now. You see the blurred shapes of passengers in a dining car, a table with a lamp, someone reading, then they are gone. The passing train goes. Your train waits another moment and then gathers itself back into that steady rhythm. A conductor passes in the corridor, his footsteps soft on the floor. He does not stop at your compartment, but you hear him check the one next door. You hear the soft tap of his ticket punch, the murmur of a voice saying, "Good evening." You are part of the train now, not separate from it. Somewhere around the third hour, you become aware that you've stopped tracking minutes entirely. The landscape outside is a black that has texture to it. You can see the outlines of hills against a sky that is not quite black, but a deep, dark blue, as if the night itself has a shade. Trees appear as shapes, clusters of dark that move sideways past the window and are gone. There's no wind. There's no sound from outside. The world is just going by. You watch the top edge of the curtain where a thin line of light still finds its way through. It's not moonlight. It's just the ambient glow of a world that has not fully turned itself off yet. You watch that thin line and you notice how steady it is, how it doesn't flicker or vary, and this steadiness becomes another layer of the motion that is carrying you forward. The compartment is warm in the way that small spaces are warm when the world outside is cold. The wheels keep their rhythm, and the berth is comfortable in a way that is different from your bed at home. It is firmer in some places, softer in others. It has memory in it. The shapes of all the bodies that have rested here before yours. In the space between two berths, the train makes a sound that is almost a whisper. A faint rush of air, a movement of the structure under the weight of its own length. You hear the train thinking about itself, and then the sound stops, and there's only the rhythm again, steady and unhurried, taking you somewhere you do not need to name. Somewhere ahead, a passenger is awake and reading. The light from their compartment seeps out faintly into the corridor. You cannot see them, but you know they are there, in the same darkness, part of the same night you are in. Somewhere else, the dining car staff is washing glasses in a quiet kitchen. The glasses clink against each other in the sink, a sound so small and domestic that it makes the whole train feel like a house that has decided to go somewhere. The night outside is doing what nights do, and you're moving through it in a long, stainless steel train pulled by a diesel engine, and the wheels keep their steady count, and the wool blanket is warm, and there is nowhere you need to be for hours yet. You're not going somewhere. You are going on the train, and that is enough.